Alrighty, it is Sunday. I almost forgot to record today. It is very late in the day right now. Oh my god. Okay, so I have to go back to Saturday really quick. After I recorded audio, I ended up eating salad with Monica. We did some talking and then we went to bed sometime around like 4:22. I slept until 3, but I didn't get out of bed until like 4:30. I unloaded the phone and I did the line art for LaBelle's relationship icon. I added him to the relationship page, and then I made a new 2022 video graphic for my entry I was going to work on. And then after that, I started officially editing the audio. So by 6:09, I had 2 audio files completed. I ended up kicking Monica out of bed at 6:33 because like she had 2 pages and like she needed to get in some work on them, and like she didn't end up joining me at the computers to work until like 6:50. I completed the 4-panel comic I had started coloring last week. I didn't do the text for it yet. I figure I'm gonna do that tomorrow. So yeah, I finished the audio at like 8:09, and then I got off to go compress the video. Monica got off at like 9:05, and she made breakfast. We've been trying to eat later than usual. That's our current like New Year's resolution. So yeah, we ended up officially eating at like 9:20. So I set my video to convert after that, and then we took a shower. The shower works perfectly fine. I think the last thing I said about the shower is that the guy fixed the what's it called, a reverter. She didn't change the shower head, so we were still using the basic bitch like shower head that the stupid shower came with. I wanted to go back to using the luxurious shower head, but like she didn't put it up. So yeah, I don't know why she didn't do that. I figure we'll have to do that for the next time we go in. So yeah, after we got out, she ended up resting and I worked on the drafts. I listened to some videos and I worked on the drafts for pages 3 through 6. So I had the next 4 pages ready. I ended up going back on sometime around like 10:50 and I scanned them. I printed them out in blue. It took a long time for me to do it though. So yeah, she ended up reluctantly coming to join me around like a few minutes after I went on, because she realized that I usually need the pages back by 12. And I got the pages back before I was done printing out the drafts in blue. So it was around like 11:43 when I actually switched to coloring them. So I finished the artwork for page 2 at like 12:11, and then for page 1 at 1:05. And we both got off the computer to go hit Vons and get some things that we forgot. So she got more lettuce, and I requested spinach. So we got that now. I'm excited for the spinach. We also got bananas. We got back at like 2:30. We ate salad, and she tried to read whatever books that we brought back. She did not want to read the 2 other novels that I chose. One was it's targeted for its 4th graders, but she didn't want to read it because she hates reading about school. And then the other one was so fucking vague, we have no idea what it's about, and like that makes her not interested in reading it. So, yeah, I don't know what to do about her. So, while she was reading, I line arted a little bit of pages 3 and 4. I didn't get very far though. We went to bed at 4, but I couldn't sleep, so I got back up at like 6:14. I finished pages 1 and 2 with text, and I ended up loading them to Patreon and so on and so forth. It was like 7 by the time I got all that shit done. And then I line arted page 4 and scanned it at 7:20, and then page 3 and scanned it at 7:40. So I was just about to go back to bed right now, and then I realized, oops, I forgot to record. So yeah, this is what's going on. We are doing laundry tomorrow. We are taking the new cart. We managed to get all the laundry to fit in the new laundry backpack. That's the liner we're using as a liner for this cart. So yeah, I'm vaguely excited for that. I'm trying to figure out like what I want to bring with me. Typically I usually bring with me future pages. So I have pages 7 to 12 to draft through. And then I have like I think one 4-panel comic, and like it's not really a lot of pages. It's mostly pictures. It's gonna be mostly pictures of Simon and Fouillard, and that's it. And like it's really dependent on me like having like a firm reference about the room that they're in, because like there's a lot of shots of it going back and forth from his face to like where he's sitting in the room with him. And like it's sad because like this entire conversation is probably the only conversation they're probably gonna get, and like it's mostly Simon talking at him. And like that was technically the goal when I first came up with this scene. But like I feel bad because I only had the grand finale after this point, and like this is the only time that they really get a chance with each other. So I'm trying to figure out how to amend that, but I need to make sure out every single scene works in this. I'm actually considering cutting out the scene with what's his name, Winder, because Winder is supposed to try to stop Loris from leaving. And like I'm trying to figure out if I want to leave that out, because I feel like having it in there kills the tone of the storyline. But at the same time, if Winder's not there trying to stop Loris, then the final joke with Dominique isn't gonna land. So I have to figure out how to make all the scenes work, because right now they just don't. I feel like I completely left out the scene with Simon. So yeah, we'll have to see. Other than that, I don't know how I'm going to balance working on the grand finale along with everything else, because like I have so many things I'm doing right now. I'm mostly trying to catch up with the artwork I'm not done with yet. So, and I feel like I can't proceed with finishing the text unless I get most of that artwork stuff done. So I'm like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have made the text for chapter 141's extras the priority last week. I really should just cram through all the artwork instead. So I'm just frustrated by that. Well, first and foremost, I have to get through that 4-panel comic that is still a draft. It's not line arted yet. So yeah. Other than that, is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Monday. I don't really know if I should bother going back to Sunday. I went straight to bed after I recorded. I didn't have that much trouble falling asleep. I woke up just a tad before the morning alarm woke us up to go do the laundry. We both woke up together. She ended up making turkey for breakfast, and we had like a banana or two, and then we ended up leaving. So I think it was like 6:45 when we left. Not that many people have their Christmas lights still up, but the few that we did see, we actually got to enjoy. I'm really disappointed that we didn't go out like we had said the year before to try to go see more lights. It just felt so inconvenient. And like the last time we went to do laundry, not that many people had lights up, so I guess like, I don't know, maybe next year. I hate saying that. I hate pushing things back a year. So yeah. So while we were at the laundromat, I spent the entire stay there working on the last floating 4-panel comic. This 4-panel comic is specifically for the chapter I'm kind of stuck in right now. I have to get through the 4-panel comics for this chapter first before I can actually put text on the extras. And I've been kind of stuck on that. It's been kind of irritating me. Because like I just want to go straight to the text, but like having that 4-panel comic not there really upsets me. After that, I ended up drawing through the drafts for pages 7 through 12. So the majority of the chapter is ready to print out in blue. I just didn't have a chance to work on that today. All I did was scan everything when I got home. We got home at like, oh man, what time was it? 7:40, I think. I completely forgot that school is still not in session. Yeah, I thought it was going to go back in session at the beginning of the week, but it's going to go back in session next week. So yeah, other than that, so I went on the computer. I ended up setting up pages 3 and 4 for Monica to color. She ended up working on them at like 8:20, and she spent the majority of the time like working on it up until like 11:10, I think is when she got off. I don't know what she did, but she didn't stay together. She ended up malfunctioning. I heard her talking to herself, and by the time she got off, she slowly melted down into a chatterbox mess with all of her characters. She wanted to go for a walk, but like as we were trying to get ready to leave, that's when it started. She started shivering, and like she started talking to these characters, and like I left her alone so she can like walk around the living room talking it out with herself, but then she ended up moving to the bathroom and talking to herself. And then finally I told her just lay down and try to relax, and I ended up going back on at 1 o'clock. So throughout the time that I had passed the pages off to her, I ended up finishing this 4-panel comic I started coloring last week. I didn't get very far into it. It isn't even for any of the upcoming chapters I'm trying to finish extras for, which is extra annoying. It's actually for one of the latter half ones. It's like, I think chapter 147 it's for. It makes me so angry. Afterward, I ended up starting work on the 4-panel comics for the chapter I'm stuck in, which is chapter 142, I believe. So I got halfway through coloring that one. I did the skin and the hair, and that's it. I haven't done the clothes yet. So hopefully I can finish that tomorrow, but I don't really know if I can. Other than that, I ended up getting off at 10, and I did line arting for pages 5 and 6 for like a little while, and then I got sidetracked just trying to get caught up with this journal. I don't usually fill in every day. I have 2 pages to write about every day, but I don't usually like fill it up. So I have like all these days where all this excess paper, and I'm trying to slowly catch up with myself. So for example, even though that I am on the 3rd of January over here, back here I am on the 22nd of December of loose paper. So I ended up just writing down all sorts of random ideas in my head for a little while, and then I went back to line arting. So I ended up finishing the line art sometime around like 12:30. So I ended up completing the line art for the 4-panel comic I was working on in the laundromat. So after that, I went back on the computer at 1. I scanned it, and I colored in pages 3 and 4, and I had some extra time, so I actually put the text on it, and I loaded it sometime around like 3. So after that, I ended up like getting off. In between time, when I was working on the pages between 1 and 3, Monica came over and she made salad. I don't know how she was able to do that, because she's still not well. She's still not together. She did take her medication early, but so far there doesn't seem to be any like change. So I think we're gonna go down the rabbit hole in this one. I'm not looking forward to it, but this usually is the case where like her brain is basically going rogue, and that doesn't matter how much medication she takes. It's gonna do its thing until it's done. So I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this, but like we are mentally preparing ourselves for if and when we have to call for help with this situation. She was supposed to call Veo in order to get a ride to her appointment in a couple of days. I think it's in 2 days. And I talked to her about it 3 times. And like she couldn't bring herself to do it. I don't know if now is too late for her to do it. It's 3. I don't know when the lines for the thing close. I don't know if she's even gonna make it. Because like if she doesn't get that right, we have to use bus passes. We actually have to spend money. And like if I had to choose, I'd rather go for free. But like I don't really know what to do with her in this situation. So yeah, Is there anything else that's on my mind? So it's really early. I feel like I really shouldn't go to sleep. I was supposed to start the grand finale today, but like I just couldn't work on it because I had everything else I needed to do. So like I think I really need to get down and like try to work on it by paper. But the problem is I don't have the sequence. I don't have the sequence written out. So I'm sure I should remember to actually print it out so I can actually write out everything that's supposed to happen. My other idea is if I don't do that instead, the next best thing I could do is to start working on the drafts for the next chapter so that I can get that out of the way. I don't have to worry about it. Other than that, there's nothing else for me to listen to on YouTube. I've already listened through all my podcasts. And yeah, I recently listened through commentaries about different series I've never heard of, and like most of the people who have a little, I don't want to say little series for that, like they're incomplete and they're not updating them regularly, so I'm like, I have nothing to listen to. So yeah, is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. I can't think of anything else. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. So, after I recorded audio, I talked to Monica. She seemed to be feeling better, so I encouraged her to call Veo. She had to scramble to make the call because the lines were going to close at 3:30. At that point, it was like what time was it? Like 3:14, I think? So, she barely squeezed in her appointment. We got ready for bed. We did a little bit of reading. I did a smidge of line arting, and I completed the last illustration for the countdown. Then we went to sleep. I woke up sometime around 8 o'clock to that annoying pins and needles itching on my back. And when I was trying to scratch my back, I ended up hurting my back muscles, the ones going up my arms. I even still feel a bit of the pain going up my arm. I'm not even sure if it's related. All I know is that I feel this like a bit of a pain in my arms. It's not really that bad. I guess it mostly has to do with the muscle shock I did trying to reach my back. I don't really know. All I know is that I don't feel that my entire back hurts, but like it's not that bad. I can still function. It's just really annoying. I could not use my pillow. I kept trying to try to use my pillow, but I couldn't get comfortable enough, so I ended up sleeping without it. So yeah, I ended up staying awake until 11:30, and I managed to sleep up until 4 a.m. but I didn't get out of bed until 4:30. So the first thing I went to was assembling pages 5 and 6 for Monica to work on. She got out of bed at 6:50. I ended up passing her the pages. I went to work on the 4-panel comic I was last coloring. I put some text on it, and then I printed out pages 7 through 12 in blue, and then I stopped to make some tea. So all the drafts were officially printed out by 7:45. That 4-panel comic was officially done at 8:30, and we decided to both get off. So one of the places that we talked about going to yesterday is the Sycamore Plaza, because they wanted to see what Dollar Tree had for Valentine's stuff. Yesterday she malfunctioned, so we couldn't go, but she was pretty much fine today. So we went to Dollar Tree. I hate that everything is $1.25 now. It's the same old stuff. It doesn't look like it's worth that quality, honestly. I really wish they were just still $1. So I didn't really find too many things I wanted. She found some zebra gel pens that she likes, so she got those. She has plenty of gel pens though. We got something else besides the pens. What was it? Oh, soap. It was soap. So she got some more soap. We don't need this soap. We have Christmas soap. I don't know why she got the soap anyway. I guess because she saw it there. And then we hit Stater Brothers, and we got potatoes and frozen chicken. So we both missed having chicken, and she preferred the frozen chicken over the actual the chicken thighs. So we got that, and then we hit Subway, and we got a spicy Italian sub. So by the time we officially ate breakfast, it was sometime after 10. We got home at 10, so we ate like a little bit after that. So after we ate, she ended up laying around resting, and I listened to a whole bunch of YouTube videos and line arting through pages 7 through 10, I believe. So I still haven't done page 11 yet. It's gonna take me a while to get to it, but like I was hoping that getting ahead with the line art would give me some more time to work on extra stuff. So we'll have to see. It's good because she's gonna go to an appointment on Thursday, so I'm hoping that this gives us a little bit of extra time. So yeah. What I was listening to, I ended up finding booktubers or author tubers that are reviewing books. So I ended up listening to specific reviews for author tubers on YouTube that have published books. So I listened to The Savior's Champion, The Cyborg Tinkerer, and The Ivies. I was listening to all those reviews, and like I feel like some of the consensus most people have is like, if it's traditionally published, the question usually is, how the fuck did this get traditionally published? Like, what traditional publisher said this is going to sell and bought it? That makes me so sad to hear. And then for the self-published stuff, the indie stuff, like a lot of the commentary is that this reads like fan fiction and the characters are so horrible or whatever. I don't know. It's so sad to hear. At 11, I went back on and I scanned the pages I worked on. I didn't get a chance to actually do anything else with those pages. I ended up coloring in the artwork for pages 5 and 6, and I got off at 1 and took a break because I was extremely tired. Monica got off at like 1:20, and we ended up eating dinner. So, afterward, I pumped the tires on our bicycles because we were having a really hard time, like, struggling to bike with them because the tires were so fucking flat. As for, what else did I do besides that? Oh yeah, I finally put away that game piece for the Connect 4. I remember to put it away, so that got done. Is there anything else? Anything else that I remember to do? Yeah, the only thing I didn't do today was anything involving trying to progress the script, and I didn't do much for getting the extras done. I'm mostly just trying to catch up with the coloring, which is not that big of a deal, but like it did put me like one extra closer to finishing. The extras are not done yet. I really want to do the Ask Amymone, but I'm just so stuck with what to say on it right now, because like I don't know if it's going to be the last Ask Amymone of the series, because I want to make it count if it is, but if it isn't, then I could just say whatever I want. I'll probably just recap with how the beginning of the year went. I don't know. Other than that, my other 2 Drift books finally got shipped out, so they're all coming from different locations. So I'm eager to see which ones get here first. Other than that, is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. I really hope this back pain doesn't make my evening suck, because like I had a really hard time falling asleep last night. I think the best thing I could possibly do is to just take painkiller, but I hate running to medication to solve all my problems. I just don't know what the long-term effects of the medication is going to be, which is why I don't want to take it. But like, in this case, I kind of feel like it would be helpful to do it. I don't know. Other than that, is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. So, after I record audio, Martine called Monica. He wanted to make an appointment with her, and he ended up making an appointment, like, after her appointment with Jill, I believe. He tried to make it beforehand, but that was when we were getting picked up by the Veo, so we couldn't do that. I crushed the bottles. We ended up getting in bed at 3. I didn't fall asleep until 6. I woke up at 12, and then I woke up again at 4, so I decided to go back onto the computer and start assembling the next 4 pages. I ended up passing them off to Monica at 5:20, and then I finished the last 2 pages I was working on. I put text on them, and I loaded them to Patreon at like 5:53. I was so tired after that. So Monica got out of bed at 6:09. We made tea. We talked about hitting Walmart to get more turkey. The first thing she did was get to work on pages 7 through 10, so she ended up completing those sometime around like 7:20. I went back to work on the second 4-panel comic for chapter 143, but I lost energy by 7. I was able to get the majority of the coloring for it done, but I haven't done the text for it yet. So yeah. What I ended up doing was getting sidetracked, printing out anything I forgot to print out earlier. So we got ready to leave for Walmart, and we left home at like 7:30. We got food. While we were there, I took a look at the toy section. They do have dolls for the Glam Series 2 Nananas. The problem is that they just had the Eagle Girl, and that's it. And I was so frustrated by that. I'm like, I looked at all of them, and it just was her for like 3 rows, and I'm like, oh, this is so disappointing. So yeah. So we ended up getting food. We got home at like 8:50. We made breakfast and we ate, and we found that we missed a call from Veo to confirm Monica's appointment. So she called Veo back, and the person told her that there was nothing to worry about. So yeah. We rested up until like 10:40, and then we ended up hitting Target to get more pads. I checked Target to see if they had anything for any of the new dolls, but no, they still have Carmen, they still have the twins, which makes me happy. I really hope I can get a second chance at getting them this year, but not currently. So yeah, we ended up also hitting Five Below, and we got 2 new sketchbooks because they updated, and we also got a plushie. They were selling a Valentine's gift plushie. It's one of those plushies that comes with candy. It's a bee, and like we thought the bee was so cute. The problem is that we were so fixated on how the sewing for the face looked that we forgot to be fixated on how the actual legs look. So the legs are they point off to the side, which is so sad. It's an adorable bee though. So yeah. After that, we got back at like oh no, I don't remember when we got back. All I know is that I went on the computer. I think it was 12 actually. I think we got back at 12. I went back on the computer and I started coloring pages 7 through 8. I wanted to do all the way up until 10, but I just didn't have the energy, and also we had planned to take a shower at 1. I ended up playing for her a whole bunch of videos. I completely forgot to print out the summary for the grand finale, so I could have worked on it. I'm not really sure if I want to try to work on that, or if I want to try to work on the drafts for the next chapter. I feel like that's the best thing I can possibly do, is just dive into the next chapter early. So yeah, we took a shower. Monica made salad at like 2:10, and then we ate. I did a little bit of line writing for pages 11 and 12, and I rested up until like 3:20. So she was writing. She took her pill right now, so this is what I need to do. At some point, I need to go back on and finish pages 7 and 8 and print out that summary. Other than that, I don't got anything else I really feel like I need to do right now. Oh yeah, I need to finish that 4-panel comic. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and then I'm gonna try to get to the commentary for those illustrations on those pages. I'm a little worried that the 4-panel comics being around there kind of kill it, because the characters are not like looking at each other as fondly in the 4-panel comics as they are in the illustration. So I'm like, I don't really know. Other than that, is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Thursday, but I have to go back to Wednesday really quick. So after I record audio, Monica did some writing and she ended up reading to me what she wrote. She's doing some fanfic for some show that she watched without me. I don't really know enough about the show to really like grasp what's going on, but it's mostly like it's a yaoi, so it's you guys just fucking, and that's the main point of it. Everything else is just like set dressing. So yeah. Other than that, she tried reading a couple of columns from some of the magazines that she picked up from Subway, but they were basically useless. And most of the questions from this one woman's interview were like, so like not to the point of what they put on the cover, which made the interview sound like it was going to be like really, really like interesting information, but it just wasn't. So yeah, after that we got ready for bed. I ended up waking up sometime around like 4:30. I got up at 4:50 and I went back to work on pages 7 and 8. I finished them, I loaded them, and I went to work on pages 9 and 10, but like I didn't get very far into pages 9 and 10 because I got distracted once Monica got out of bed. She got out of bed sometime around like 6:50. She wanted to make breakfast early. She didn't want to have to wait. We've been trying to fast since the 2nd. So it's only been like 5 days I've been fasting, and like she wanted to eat early. I let her because like we have her appointment today. So yeah. So we ate, we watched YouTube together, and then we got off at 8:11 to get ready for the appointment. I really shouldn't have gotten off so early, but I went on the computer really early, so I didn't want to be on for so long. But I wish I had just stayed on. I was tired though. Because I didn't get my very much work done for my pages, and I just regret that. So yeah, while we were preparing to leave for her appointment, I ended up messing with one of my doll's hairstyles, specifically that Jack-specific toddler Snow White doll that I have. She came with this weird ass, like, what's the word, mullet? It's just like her hair from the front is very short. A little bit of the hair in the back is also short, except for this one big long piece of hair. It's supposed to make her hair find the brush because it's a little bit longer than how it appears in the front, but it just looks so stupid, so I ended up just cutting it off finally. I was trying to avoid doing that considering how much I paid for her. I wanted her to be intact, but I was like, you know what, this looks stupid, so I just got rid of it. The reason why I was messing with it was because I realized my dolls are already dusty again. I just barely dusted them like last month. They got dusty in just a couple of weeks. So yeah. So, we ended up laying around talking up until like 10, and that's when we, putting on our shoes and waiting for the veil to show up. I picked this up at like 10:30. I had such trouble with the guy's, seat belts. I couldn't get it to close. And so he actually had to like stop and like buckle me in himself. I was so embarrassed. It's just that like he had two, jacks. It's annoying because Monica always makes me sit like to the left of the car in the back seat, and like that's the area where there's like 2 extra units to lock into, the left seat passengers and then the center seat passenger, and so it's easy to get those 2 lock buckle things mixed up with each other. And like the guy, one of them didn't work already, and he said the other one worked, but Monica didn't put enough effort to help me get into it, so like he had to help me into it. It was so embarrassing. I'm like, oh, I tried to forget that even happened. I felt obligated to rate him after that. I've been being very flaky with that lately. So yeah. Okay, so we arrived like a half an hour early, but I made her wait on instead of going to Staples because like I didn't feel like a half an hour was enough time to actually look at everything in Staples. So I ended up plowing through all the drafts for chapter 149. Chapter 149. I got all of them done. So they are all basically ready. I tried to get to work on the script for the grand finale. I didn't make it very far until, because at that point she was basically done. I was writing down some notes that needed clarification in the summary. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to like explain what Pasha's new job is without actually like having to take a lot of time to explain it, because I only have that one chapter to wrap everything up in, and I'm like, a part of me feels like actually this really feels like it needs to be 2 chapters, but all I think I think of is like actually making it the length of 2 chapters instead of actually, making it 2 chapters. So like typically I spent like 12 pages per chapter. So if I actually make it like 24 pages instead, I think I might be able to do it. But that's 24 pages to color in 1 week. I don't even want to do the math of how to make that work. It all needs to be in color. I'm like, oh fuck, that sounds so terrible. Oh my god, I need to do the math to figure it out. I'm not really sure how long this is going to take me to get through this entire thing. So yeah. I'm probably going to make some subjects as brisk as fuck. Okay, so yeah, Monica seemed fine when she came out of her appointment, but like it was when we were driving back, she fell apart. She fell apart hard. She is still talking to herself. I'm like, I don't even know why she fell apart, but she's not really sure herself if she's gonna be okay. I mean, she had moments where she had more control, but like she's been mostly fighting with herself just to make the next meal today. Like we were supposed to have lunch, we ended up having lunch for dinner. So yeah, I don't really know about the state of her condition right now. All I know is that if she gets worse, I have to call the cat team to go get her. I'm just like, I don't need this right now, not really. So yeah, so I've been on the computer since 1 o'clock, since we got back. I have been finishing pages 9 and 10. I just loaded them. Just noticed I was putting text on the PaintShop Pro draft instead of the JPG that was supposed to be the final page. So I had to take all the dialogue and put it onto the other JPG page. I'm like, so frustrating. Other than that, so it is like, what, 4 o'clock right now? I have to get ready for bed. Pages 11 and 12, I have not worked on them since yesterday, which is frustrating because like I think I got majority through one of the 2 pages, and the other page I have not touched yet. So that means that either I work on that now, or I work on that tomorrow morning. I don't really want to be behind, but like, here I am. So yeah, is there anything else that's on my mind? The only reason why I got ahead with the line art was because I was hoping that getting ahead would give me a chance to work on the extras, and I didn't really get a chance to work on anything because I got off so early. I was on between like almost 5 and 8, so that was like 5, 6, 7. That's about like, yeah, it's about 3 hours. I could have squeezed it in 1 more hour. I really wish I had. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.
Alrighty, it is Friday, but I have to go back to Thursday really quick. So after I quit audio, Monica said she was feeling a bit better. We ended up heading to bed. I slept until 2, and that's because she decided to suddenly start talking to me. She was like, I'm thinking about hitting Walgreens and picking up my medication. I'm like, bitch, 2 o'clock in the morning though? Oh my god. So like, she wanted me to come with her, and she was going to go without me regardless if I wanted to go. I ended up going with her, and I didn't trust her leaving by herself since she was so crazy yesterday. So yeah. So we headed to Walgreens. They had a few more things for the Valentine's section, but they're still a little sparse with it. So I guess I'll have more stuff later in the future. We ended up getting home sometime around 3. I ended up finishing the line art for pages 11 and 12. And, I got majorly sidetracked when I realized that apparently I sold something, on the 5th. It's the 7th. That's bad. And like, I was so upset 'cause I didn't know I sold anything. And like, I even checked to see when I sold it. I sold it like midday on the 5th. And I was like, oh fuck, I was supposed to send this out yesterday. I mean, I could have gotten it sent out like the day that it got purchased. And I was like, oh fuck. So I had to drop everything just to put the product into its envelope. And I was like, oh fuck, I have to send this out. We already made plans to check Target to see if they had the chicken that we the frozen chicken we were interested in purchasing. So we figured we might as well hit the post office at the same time since it's in the same plaza. I ended up finishing and passing off the line art for pages 11 and 12 to Monica. And then I started printing out the pages for the next chapter in blue. I think I only got as far as the first 4 pages. I don't remember how far I got specifically. All I know is that I didn't get as far as I was hoping to get with that, and that could be a bad thing if I don't, like, get ahead with it at least by tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just like, I was so frustrated. I was trying to find, like, a specific cover of Friend Like Me from Aladdin, a specific cover. I wanted to see if I could find anybody with a very high male voice or a low female voice singing that song, and it was just so hard. Most of the guys who sing the song, you usually sing it with a very deep voice, and the girls usually sing it with a higher pitched voice, and I figured that just has to do with the notes, but like, I just, only one I could find where the genie had like a decently high voice was a musical troupe in San Jose covered it. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go with this one. But I ended up getting the instrumental version of Will Smith's version of Friend Like Me, and I was like, okay, it was exciting. It really made me energized. I love that song. So yeah, I ended up playing it for Monica too. She got off at like 5 after she passed me back the pages, and she made breakfast, so I ended up taking a break at like 5:25 to eat, and we watched a bit of YouTube together. So I ended up getting off and I rested up until like 7:48, and then we left for the plaza. So the first thing we did was we hit Target. We got the chicken. They were selling this chicken for like, it was not cheap, but the pieces are huge, but there's only a few pieces in the bag, which is, such a ripoff, but like, the pieces are huge. Oh my god. So yeah, after that we wandered around Ross for a little bit, and then we hit 99-cent store, and we got a couple of things. So we ended up getting more toothbrushes. They had more of the soft toothbrushes that we both like. They had them in different colors. And then we got more garland for our tree. They had Valentine's garland, but the garland wasn't very long, and so it's not covering the majority of our tree. She wants to go back and get another one. I mean, we could, but I don't see that garland like flying off the shelves. So yeah. So then we hit the post office. I sent the item out for how much the woman paid for it. I think she paid like $8 for it. And then we headed home. I think we got home at like 9:25. I went back on the computer and I worked on the artwork from 9:30 all the way up until like 11:30. So pages 11 and 12, the artwork is done. I just need to do the text. On the other end of the stick, 2 of my 3 books showed up at the same exact time. I kind of was expecting them to. I was keeping track of the tracking, and they both ended up in Santa Ana yesterday. So I was like, okay, at any moment now they're gonna end up in Anaheim. So I ended up getting Word Painting, which is the old writing book that I really wanted to finish since I never finished reading it. And then Juliet Dove, Queen of Love, which is in the same series as Jeremy Thatcher, Dragon Hatcher. So yeah, the first thing we did was we ended up reading that book as soon as I got off the computer. So she has a similar opening to Jeremy. I figured that was a setup, but I feel like Jeremy's opening was a little bit more grounded. I don't know, but there was more to the beginning than as opposed to like Juliet's beginning. Juliet's beginning was like, okay, she got made fun of by these girls for hanging out with the boy who is her neighbor. They go to school together, and whenever she feels like she's put on the spot, she gets extremely rude to people, and everyone thinks she's a jerk, but in reality she's really shy. And she said some really like nasty things to this girl who was making fun of her about the boy that she hangs out with. He's actually a Latin boy, which really surprised me. And she ended up trying to avoid them the next day, and they were making fun of something that happened to her like a year before. I can't remember when, but like she got embarrassed and she ran away from them, and she ended up at the magic shop. So the thing that got me is that first off, the magic shop owner is a completely different guy. It's a woman. The she didn't get a chance to really choose anything, and I can't remember if that's what happened to Jeremy too. All I know is that I think that she should have had a choice of what she wanted to take away. All that happened was the woman showed her a necklace, and then suddenly she felt like she wanted it without like any knowledge of like what it was. She just felt like she wanted it, and it's going to change everything for her. So like we both felt like the beginning for this book was a bit wonky, but I do feel like that she as a character is relatable. I feel like she's extremely relatable. Oh my god. The fact that she's shy and she doesn't really know how to talk to people, and she hates being put on the spot. So yeah. Other than that, we'll have to see what happens after that point. Monica also read to me some more of that fanfic that she's been working on. Makes me upset because I haven't been able to finish mine. I haven't had the time to like actually sit down and think about it. We spent so much time talking to each other. I remember when I used to get really excited for it, and like just thinking about it now just makes me feel like a little depressed. I don't remember how many pages I have left in it. I need to make some distance in it. While she was reading, I ended up doing some line reading for pages 1 and 2 of the next chapter. I didn't finish either of them. I got like bored and I kept skipping like parts of the panels I wasn't interested in working on. I have so many parts I have to fix because like I wasn't thinking about what I was drawing, and like I messed up Gin's clothes, so I have to go back and fix it later after I scan it. So yeah, after that we took a shower, we ate man, I don't know if it was lunch or dinner. I think it was lunch. Maybe it was dinner. It was salad. So we had salad, and I was extremely tired. So we rested up until like 2:30. So she went back on. I think she's on. I don't know what she's doing right now. I'm recording audio. So this is what I need to do. This is the last audio file. I have to unload the phone. I have to finish those last 2 pages. I have to finish, the next 2 pages. I have to finish the liner for that. And what else do I need to do? I'm trying to decide if this was a wasted week because I didn't really get very much time to like work on important things. I barely got a chance. I think I got like a couple of 4-panel comics already. I need to finish that one 4-panel comic I was working on for the extra I have to continue with. And like, oh man, I still have like a month left before the volume goes up, but like it just upsets me that it's not ready yet. So frustrating. Is there anything else that's on my mind? Anything else? So I don't remember where my my 3rd book is. I think it's still in Nevada. I don't remember where it ended up. It's probably going to show up sometime around like Monday or Tuesday, since this is Friday. Pilot finally shipped out my order, so I don't know when that's gonna show up. So all I have waiting for me is the Pilot pens, that one book, and then the wig, I think, are all the things I'm waiting for. So I'm trying to decide what I want to get next month, because like we were at Ross and I was looking at the shower curtains, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, Monica wants to replace the tapestry in the living room. We found this very like, oh, I don't know, Arabesque, Hindu-esque, what is it? I don't know. It's like, it's very Orient like looking, kind of like it's a shower curtain. We found it at Fallas Predas, and like it's added color to the room. I think we had it down for a little while, and like it just made the room look so like empty. And like the 2 of us have been talking about replacing it. I don't want to throw it away. I love that thing. I don't want to let it go. But like I don't know, like I don't really know which of all the shower curtains she wants to get, because we found some, like, we're basically looking at fabric shower curtains only for this, and like we were looking at fabric shower curtains like a couple of, like, I think like a year ago, and like a couple of the ones that I had linked, they don't sell them anymore. They sold out of them during the pandemic. So like I'm trying to decide like which ones I still want to get, because like, there's ones that are extremely colorful, and then there's ones that are just like I don't know. I think there's this one that was pink that she wanted. I have to go look into it. So like I want to get it for her when we change everything out in March, because March is between March and February is usually when we change the decor. So like I guess I have to get it by February, because like we usually like take down the Christmas tree after Valentine's Day because we have a Valentine's Day Christmas tree. It's literally its theme. So yeah, I don't know. It annoys me that she didn't want to put any more like she didn't want to put any blue on the tree. She only wanted pink on the tree. And like when we got that new garland for the tree, it didn't really fit all the way around it. And I really wish she had chosen blue. I wanted to be a blue and pink because everything else is blue and pink, but she absolutely had to make it pink and hide all the blue stuff. And it's just like, I hate it when she's like that because like it really made it hard for me to enjoy the tree because the whole reason why I bought blue ornaments is so that way the tree can be both blue and pink at the same time. She's such a hassle. So yeah, other than that, yeah, I should probably get the shower curtain by then. Which is upsetting because I only wanted to get BJD stuff next month. I don't know, I have to see because like so far we're gonna have one wig show up. It's supposed to show up on the 20th, I think, 20th or the 21st. It's gonna show up like late. So I don't know. I'm just like. It'll get here when it gets here. I can't decide like what other wigs I want to get. I mean, I know I wanted to get another white wig for the girls because I really wanted to have one of my dolls dress up as Yomu, but at the same time I also feel like it's a priority to get the kind of wigs that she wants. So I'm so torn about what I want to get. I'm thinking about getting an AliExpress account since the same people who are on AliExpress are also on Etsy. Etsy's, they have to jack up their prices for Etsy, so I'm like, I think it's best to just go through AliExpress. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.